Good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and guests. As Anirudh mentioned, one of the main activities in the Toastmasters Club or the chapter meeting is our prepared speech. So what we do in prepared speech? We prepare a speech and present it in front of audience. The question is, can it be any topic, or is that needs to be specific topic? The answer is yes, it can be any topic of your choice, but it has to follow the Pathways program. Pathways, think of it as a guide or as a syllabus in your school, or in corporate language as a KOP. So how is the Pathways designed? So there are 5 core competencies based on the Pathways is designed. Before that, Toastmasters is not only to build your communication skill, but also to build your leadership and management skills as well. So based on that, there are 5 competencies identified, and these 5 core competencies is broken down into 300 unique sub-competencies, which I don't have the details, but this is as per the Toastmasters website. So there are 300, and these 300 unique sub-competencies are grouped together to form a pathway which will help you to develop a particular skill. So for now, we have 11 pathways, which is listed here. As you join Toastmasters, one of the first thing you need to do is select your pathway. There are 2 ways to do it. One, you can answer the questionnaire in the Toastmasters portal, and the portal will suggest you a basic or give you a couple of suggestions from which you can choose, or you can yourself choose whichever area you are interested in. You can directly go and choose that path. And this 11 path is broken down into 5 levels. So these 5 levels, if you look at it, the first 2 is mastering fundamentals, learning your style. The first 2 is common for all pathways. Regardless, whichever path you choose, it's going to be the same. So the idea here is to build your basic communication before you go on and take other skills, which is as per that pathway. So I just drew a simple graph here to show the importance of the basic communication, right? This is your basic communication, this is your other skills. If there is both are missing, unfortunately it's a non-starter. But if you have other skills but cannot communicate, then that's going to be a problem. We have to develop the communication skill. And here basic communication, but no skills. People manage a bit, but not sustainable. The ideal is we have the both basic communication and other skills. That would be an ideal state which would help you to grow in your professional and personal life. So think of this as you can think of 2 ways. One is like a video game, like you have 5 levels, you complete 1 level, 1 level, 1 level, 1 level. Or you can also think of it as your school, like first to your kindergarten and primary, everybody studies the same subject, but as you go along, you specialize in certain subjects. So moving on, the next slide, which shows an example of how it looks. So the pathway which I have selected here is effective coaching, and that has 5 levels. First 2 levels is same for all pathways, which is your mastering fundamentals, icebreaker speech, you have your writing a speech, and then introduction to vocal variety, body language, evaluation, feedback, learning your style. So all these things to build your basic communication. And the next one is to increase your knowledge and building skills, demonstrating expertise, in particular to that pathway. Here you will see a lot of elective projects. You don't have to do all, but that is a basic requirement. You have 2 for the level 3, 1 for level 4, and 1 for level 5. But it doesn't mean we just have to do 2 or 1 as mentioned. we can do as many as possible which is there, because there are some projects which is very interesting, like look at it, it's a create a podcast or write a compelling blog, which is not a speech which you need to give. You can do it and then you can do a 2 to 3 minute speech to show that you have done it. So these projects help you to grow your skills on the pathway which you select. So move on to second, the next step, yeah. So in summary, I mean, I don't want to give a lot of information and overwhelmed with these technical details. Right? So summarizing, we have 5 core competencies, 300 sub competencies, which flows into 11 pathways, and which then flows into 5 levels. And in order to complete one level, at least 14 projects needs to be done. Right. And
One
if you
part.
One pathway.
yes, so if you complete one part, 14 project needs to be completed. And if you need to go to the next one, which is the pathway to DTM, you would have heard this word, distinguished Toastmaster. At least 2 paths needs to be completed. So pathway is very important in this case, right? So if you don't remember what I said, or if you don't recall, you always have your safety pack in your seat, which is your backside of program sheet. You have all the pathways listed. You can always refer to them. So the action point for the existing Toastmaster, I would urge to review your current pathway and where you stand, and have a plan in order to complete your pathway. For the new members, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the EXCO members. EXCO members is listed on the first page. We are just a ping away in your teams. So pathways is a guide, is a syllabus or a KOP, and you can use it as a tool to build your communication and leadership skill and unleash your potential in your work and your personal life. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.